This is the future.
So I'm just gonna cover the Travalyst part, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 tweets only. Okay, so this is the back end. 837 subscribers. I don't know if there's any new subscribers. If you are new, welcome. Okay, analytics. Come on. Okay, wow, I'm surprised there's some traction because I don't put a lot of videos on this channel often. So there's some traction here. I'm very surprised. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go on. No, we're gonna cover here. Okay, we are on sussex.com. Okay, so let's cover it first here and then we'll go to the tweets. Travalyst annual convening 2024, April 2024. Change travel for good. Okay. All right, let's see here. This week, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, met with technology and travel leaders across the globe as part of Travalyst annual convening. He joined community organizations and a roundtable discussion with the people and places impacted by tourism and addressed the entire convening as they met to discuss sustainable travel. Prince Harry said, quote, travel and tourism rely on destinations held together by communities without which we have nowhere to travel to. That is true. The other day I was thinking about something. When you look at, I think it was a YouTube video that I was watching where someone said, oh, they left the United States because it's too expensive. It's better somewhere in South America. I don't remember which part of South America it was. They love the open land, you know, all the beautiful trees and all of that. Okay, it's all good. But the thing that crossed my mind as I was listening to that lady is that all those places that these people are moving to are places where the people who live there try to preserve the natural beauty of those places. And then you have these people, you know, from developing world going over there. And once they get there, okay, remember what attracted them. What attracted them is the open land, the air, the greenery, the trees and everything. But once they get there, they're gonna transform it back similar to the place where they were originally from. I don't know, it crossed my mind and I was thinking about it because everywhere these people go, okay, they always, for instance, there's tweets and videos that I read, some tweets where people are saying, oh, Africa is not developed, is this and that. And I remember in that video and I was saying, what makes you think the people who live there want their land to be like yours? Okay, just because they don't have those high-rise, those type of indoor plumbing and all of that. I'm not saying these things are bad or good or anything, but to put down another culture because yours is something different, that doesn't give you the right to insult another culture because it's not to your standard. But the people in that particular land or area of the world, this is the way of life for them, you know. So I don't know why I guess it was in my mind. I think it's not too long ago I was watching that video. But anyway, let's get back to this. Prince Harry said, quote, travel and tourism rely on destination held together by communities. Okay, these are the people who keep the places that attract you to come over. Okay, the communities without which we have nowhere to travel to. Communities are the beating heart of travel, and we must do better by the people who are the custodian of the places we visit. Yeah, to show respect. What's that in African parks? What you always hear the rangers bringing. Oh my God, there are toxic people who prevent Harry from helping and doing those type of work. My goodness. But anyway, We've heard from some fantastic organizations like Invisible Cities who train people affected by homelessness to be tour guides in their own city. Very interesting. I guess Florida could use that because they're making it the things that's going on around the world and the United States as well. What is it? Not too long ago, I came across, what did I read? Whoever lives in Florida who follows those things could correct me on this. They make it criminal if there are, let's say, someone who's homeless, who's in public place or something like that. But anyway, that's not a bad idea, but you have to train them and but anyway. And Global Himalayan Expedition, whose programs have helped electrify over 200 Himalayan villages, impacted over 60,000 lives for the better. More and more people are wanting to make informed travel choices so that the benefit of travel is felt by all. Travelyst and its partners bring a combined market value nearly $3 trillion and are working hard to provide that resource at the systems level. Very interesting. 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay, I came across some videos on Twitter. Okay, so let's check this out, and then I'm sorry, there will be screenshot. Okay, it's pretty long. I didn't even know this was there.
It's very fitting that we kick off our convening with this session. The role, value, perspective and leadership of communities has since day one been at the heart of the Travelyst mission and indeed the Duke's vision, and why we are all here today and doing the work that we do.
At Travelyst, for us, communities is the people and the places, the landscapes, the ecosystems, the assets that belong to you, and the businesses, the cultures that make each place unique and ultimately a destination that the world wants to visit.
Okay, this is the thing that I said in one video. Okay, you guys could go on sussex.com and watch it without me interrupting. Okay, it's their website. One of the things that I said not too long ago, and I think I raised the way China was. I said, what time frame did I choose? I think as late as 1990s or something like that. And I remember seeing people on their bikes and all of that. Now they developed the place. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything, but the way China had developed its landscape, it was, how will I say that? I don't think it was the right way, because what they were trying to do is like recreate a Western type of community. Okay, they went into villages, grabbed their lands, this type of thatch roof. Whenever you see those type of roofs, you will say, okay, these are Chinese or these are Japanese type of architecture or things like that. But they, I don't want to use the word hijack, or what's the term for it, where they take the people's land and then rebuild it. But they did it in such a quick way and try to do so much all at once, and you have a place that's completely empty. There's town, like buildings and houses similar to the US, left empty because I guess power hungry. They were trying to recreate what was in the US, thinking that it will attract, I don't know, people from the US to move over there. But when people are traveling, it's funny. It wasn't too long I brought that up. It may not be on this channel. It probably on either Team Sussex or PYTE. If you follow me, you should follow me on all 3 channels, because I bring things from different channels, because it's only me who's creating those content. So when I said things, I'm not sure which channel that I said them in, but it wasn't too long I was saying that when people go on vacation, they don't want to go to a place that looks similar to their homeland. They want to see something different. And who's best to keep and preserve that type of culture? The people who live there. So I understand Harry perfectly, because it wasn't too long I was just saying that. I don't remember which channel or which video I said it. Okay, so let's continue. Or did we finish watch that? Oh no, we're still in it. Let's continue.
I think having Prince Harry involved in these sorts of discussions is vital. It demonstrates how critical it is to have community voices at the heart of everything that we are doing. We were there to listen, as was Prince Harry, to hear those voices, to learn, and to understand how we can do better by those people and those places.
You see, the thing with Harry, when he go places, he told us on the what do you call this, and the Obama Foundation, there's so much vast information that he gave. That interview discussion was brilliant. He did say when they send him places, he doesn't go to the nicest place, that there is. He goes to the most ravaging places. I'm using a different term here. And then he get to see how the people live and interact and all of that. He's someone who pays attention.
I mean, Christ, I think I went to my first proper royal engagement at the age of 4 or 5. So you make mistakes, like we all have, and then slowly you find your way and you start to realize that you've got an incredible platform to make really positive change.
Ask you, you traveled the whole world in both role, in your royal role. As you were going around the world, how did you get more focused on things that you cared about? I mean, we see a lot of pictures of you with children. You spent a year in Lesotho,
Yep.
right? And, bring that to life for us.
I get all of my passion, inspiration, and energy from young people. And that is from the ages of 6 or 7 in the Caribbean, when you get a 6-year-old turning around to you and telling you exactly how much damage your country and the developed world is causing them, all the way to 28, 30-year-olds who at some point in their life have already a better understanding of duty and service than I ever did at that age, because it's all about giving back. So I think that, look, lots of people say that, your job of traveling the world is wonderful. Of course it's wonderful, but when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together to make change, to make positive change. And it's an absolute joy and a privilege to meet the younger generation of change makers across the world who genuinely believe in the fact that they, as a single person and as a group and as a community and as a nation, not only can change their country, but can change the world as well. And that is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis.
So when a 6-year-old says to you that your country is ruining theirs, what do you do or say?
Agree with them slightly. Look, we all know the issues that are out there, with the climate and the environmental issues. And I don't want to say it's refreshing, but it is nice to know that kids that young have an appreciation and understanding greater than some of the people who have been on this planet for 60, 70 years. I think without credit, I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes.
So he's grabbing these things that he's a person. This is not brand new. He did say he's not really the type of person who likes to sit in a classroom and learn. This is why he went to the military and do all of the stuff. He's more a visual, hands-on type of a person. So while he was traveling, he was learning. And then he turned that, whatever he experienced, into what we are seeing now. Okay? He's someone who don't go places and make people listen to him. Okay, he goes places and he listen, he interact and see how his position can help those people with all those ideas. Okay, he told us all of that. Okay, it's not like I'm, guessing or something like that, because he said something like many of those young people could, they have the solution to best possible things, and they'll be more able to do solve the problems that they are facing in a much better much faster time, because they see what's going on and they have the idea and they are connected, this kind of thing. So when he goes places, he listen. But anyway, let me move it back again. I'm sorry.
We were there to listen, as was Prince Harry, to hear those voices, to learn and to understand how we can do better by those people and those places.
Interesting. So Zaki, you're saying since 2020 there's been a mindset shift where people who are traveling are making better decisions, but also looking for better options when they travel and where they go.
100%. I think the conscious traveler was definitely there before, and that probably would have been me, other people who wanted to see things differently and have an impact in the community, give the money back into the communities. But that group seems to have expanded.
When Prince Harry comes into this room, and it's so obvious that he cares and that he wants to hear the perspectives of these amazing people working to change the way that people travel in their destinations. I think it also means a lot to those people who are working tirelessly to truly do this work at the grassroots, to know that they are seen and that they are heard and that their work is deeply respected.
Human trafficking coming to an end is like something, I think it's kind of impossible, because there's always a problem and there's always these kind of social issues. So they become reluctant and hesitant to help you or support you further. So we constantly have to look for international partners because our government doesn't support us for that.
You all have such specific understanding that can only come from committing your work and your lives to working on the issues in the places where you are and being with the communities.
Without the stories, the connection, and the safeguarding that you provide, the world has no destinations to visit. And without the destinations, there is no business. So we understand that it is crucial that we strive to do better by the people and places that we collectively depend on.
By joining... Oh my God, he put the connection so perfectly. You know? At the end, you see, it's mostly people who wants to do business. But if there's no trust and safety, there's the part here, safety, there won't be any business. It's perfect. Oh my Lord, this guy is brilliant. May God continue to protect him.
There is no business. So we understand that it is crucial that we strive to do better by the people and places that we collectively depend on.
By joining the Travalyst coalition, we leverage our network to inform both consumer and businesses. And we share the same vision of Travalyst to transform the travel industry into a more sustainable one.
As I'm editing this video, one thing that crossed my mind is that what I think Harry is, I don't know if he's trying to, but maybe he's trying to, I don't know. But it's allowing the people of their respective land take control of their land. Whatever profit and benefit that the land can give them, it stays with them. It's not like, for instance, the Recon Africa, who's going to Africa to, take its natural resources and then take it out of the country, and then the people who lives around the land don't have any benefit from it. The only things that they will have is if, for instance, they contaminate the water, they pollute the area, and then those company leaves, and the people who lives around those areas suffer. So what Harry, I think, is trying to do, it's help those local communities, the people of each respective area, places, and things like that, to take control of their land. The profit that the land can provide, the people of that respective area, can benefit from it. Okay, so that's what crossed my mind. So let's continue.
Sustainability is one of the key factors that people are looking at right now whenever they are planning their trips. So we saw an increase in demand, especially across surveys and searches on TripAdvisor. But we also know that part of our job as a Travalyst coalition is to fight the intention to action gap. So giving travelers easy access to sustainability information.
At Google, we think climate change is a problem that we cannot tackle alone. So being part of the Travalyst coalition helps us, but also the whole industry, to act better and faster. We are all committed to provide consistent information to the users so that we can help them to travel more sustainably.
This is a powerful coalition of some of the biggest names in travel and technology. Not one entity, can own sustainability. We need to work together to change the course and focus on how travel and tourism can bring prosperity to the whole entire system. Through the hard work and dedication of all of you here in this room, we're seeing firsthand the power of collaboration to make change happen. Through working together to drive consistency across sustainability information, we can empower people to make informed choices for themselves, for the planet, and for communities around the world. Again, thank you so much for all of you just for being there and throwing so much energy and so much passion into this.
Wow, this is wonderful. Wow. This is someone who's using his platform for the right purpose. Okay? So is there any images? Archewell production. Okay. Oops. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna stop it just in case, because a lot of time when I switch between the internet and that program that I just clicked by accident, the thing doesn't work. So I'm gonna stop it just in case.
A few moments later.
Well, apparently it worked, but I didn't want to take the chance. Okay, so we're done here. Let's go back to Twitter. So there's this here. Oh no, that's not it. This is something else for another thing. Let's do, am I clicking the right thing? Let's see here. Okay, so we just came from here. Okay, more and more people are wanting to make informed travel choices so that the benefit of travel is felt by all. Travalyst and its partners bring a combined market value of nearly $3 trillion and are working hard to provide that resource at a system level. Okay, so there's no comment. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, still talking about Travalyst. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, addressed the Travalyst Coalition at its annual convening and urged the industry to put sustainability at the heart of tourism booking. All right, so I just went to their website and I saw the video. There's no reason for me to click on that. Travalyst.org. So never mind. Let's go into it. I'll leave the link in the description. I thought it was someone else who was writing about it. Let's see here. Leading technology and travel brands come together to address sustainable tourism. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, addressed the Travalyst Coalition at its annual convening. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. This thing was not, I was not recording. So let's go back. I was here. Okay, I read this. I don't know if it recorded. Okay, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, addressed the Travel Coalition at its annual convening and urged the industry to put sustainability at the heart of tourism booking. I almost did not read this, but when I saw it's from Travalyst.org, I click on it, and this is, nope, not there. And this is where I was. I read all of this, and I was just about to give an example of something that happened to me yesterday. And that's when I look at the recording thing. I saw it wasn't recording. Okay, but hopefully when I reach here, I'll explain what I was thinking. Okay, so this is that. The link of this will be in the description. Leading technology and travel brands come together to address sustainable tourism. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, addressed the Travalyst Coalition at its annual convening and urged the industry to put sustainability at the heart of tourism bookings. Travalyst founder talks to some of the people and places impacted by travel and tourism, from organizations that train people affected by homelessness to become walking tour guides, to a group that are electrify over 200 Himalayan villages. Travalyst expands its independent advisory group, which is made up of world-leading sustainability experts and academics. London, 17 April 2024. One thing that crossed my mind, one of the things that is being discussed on Twitter right now is that Harry have now put his home base is in the US. Okay, and then the date that he put when that changed is when his father took Fragmore away from him. Okay, so if you're not following me or if you're not a subscriber to my other channel, you will see it in some of my other videos. Okay, this is why I say you guys have to subscribe to all three channels: Archewell Team Sussex, Pure YTE, and this channel. Okay, so let's continue. It crossed my mind. I thought I'd share it with you. Travalyst, the not-for-profit organization founded by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, kicked off its annual convening on 16 April in the south of France. The two-day event brings together some of the biggest brands in travel and technology, as well as renowned experts to discuss sustainable and regenerative tourism. A key part of this year's event was a roundtable discussion focused on communities in which Travalyst founder took part, speaking with some of the people and places impacted by travel and tourism. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, said, quote, "Travel and tourism relies on destinations held together by communities, without which we have nowhere to travel to. Communities are the beating heart of travel, and we must do better by the people who are the custodian of the places we visit." We've heard from some fantastic organizations like Invisible Cities, who train people affected by homelessness to be tour guides in their town, city, and global Himalayan expedition. When I read this already, but which I thought was recording, one of the things I said was that when you look at China, not too long ago, I was discussing the part where the Chinese government, I would say like maybe early 1990s, where they took land. I don't know what's the term for it, if it's seized or took land from landowners and then try to revitalize some of those areas and turn it to cities similar to what in the US is. And then, but when you look at China, their architecture, their things that makes them unique, okay, from different places, is their architecture. Okay, you know, you see the roofs, the roof of their buildings, you know, not tall buildings, but their houses with the thatch roof, with the curved type of, I don't know how you call it, of their roof. This is what makes them unique and special. Many people will leave their own home, their hometown, their country, to go travel, to visit, to vacation those places because it's not the same as theirs. But what's the point of turning your culture into something else that you are not, and then people will not want to come and visit? Why will you leave your home to go to another place that looks just like yours? Okay, so I don't know if it's in this video or if it recorded or not, so I thought I mentioned it. And the other thing that I was thinking of, I think it's further down here, whose programs have helped electrified over 200 Himalayan villages, impacted over 60,000 lives for the better. More and more people are wanting to make informed travel choices so that the benefit of travel is felt by all. Travalyst and its partners bring a combined market value of nearly $3 trillion and are working hard to provide that resource at a system level. So when I got to this part here, one of the things that crossed my mind was that yesterday, my husband and I went shopping. While we were there, I was looking at fried plantain. You know, they turn plantain into chips now. Okay, like you see those potato chips and all of that. So they turn those plantain into chips. One of the things that crossed my mind as I was seeing that, there were different brands in the store that I saw. I used to buy it, but what I realized, not only it doesn't go with me very well, I don't know what type of oil they use to fry it, but it just doesn't go with me well. I used to buy it or make it myself, buy the plantain and make it myself. But now you can't even find plantain anymore. So you have those huge companies who's buying those plantain in bulk and then prevent people like me, or who knows how many other people, the Chinese stores that sell food, because I used to ask them to make it for me when I'm lazy, I don't want to make it myself. They don't make it no more because they can't buy plantain. So you have those huge businesses hijacking those type of things and then turn it into something else. I could understand it bring job to those, I guess you could say, the farmers. But when things like that, it's like when huge companies are doing those commercial fishing. Okay, they take all the fish and then the little people who's going out fishing once in a while can't find any fish. But anyway, let's continue. All right, Travalyst, founded in 2019, is working with its partners to bring clear, consistent, and credible sustainability information to the mainstream to help people make more informed travel choices. To date, Travalyst work has been focused on accommodation and aviation. Specifically, 1. The coalition is working to bring sustainability information about accommodation providers to scale for the first time. This information goes beyond emission and aims to encompass the full spectrum of sustainability. Vetting sustainability certification for accommodation providers. That's the second part, by the way. Vetting sustainability certification for accommodation providers. Travalyst is screening them against criteria approved by its independent advisory group. I think there was a time I read that. They follow certain guideline. Is it from World Organization? I'll click on this so you could have the link. Because I remember when I was talking about Travalyst once, and I was looking at their advisory group, who they follow, because there's a system they follow. They didn't create their own system. They've adapt one of the best world system to I guess to checkmark those people, those companies. Okay, so I'll leave the link in the description. Okay, this is something else for you to read, but let's read that one. And aims to have a master list of certification soon. Travalyst has scaled a mission, estimates through its coalition, so people booking flights have access to consistent information, enabling them to make lower emitting travel choices. Travalyst use its annual convening to also announce changes to its independent advisory group, IAG, following the departure of Chair Diana Walker, who has taken on a pivotal role as Senior Advisor Climate in the U.S., Special Presidential Envoy for Climate within the Biden administration. Wow, Harry's dealing with top people here. Travalyst IAG, which oversees the work delivered by the coalition to ensure it is credible and industry-leading, will now be chaired by Dr. Anna Spenceley, who has served on the IAG since Travalyst inception and it's renowned for her expertise in sustainable tourism. Professor Sarah Dolnikar, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, also joins the group, having won multiple awards for her groundbreaking research in the tourism industry, and Sarah Holloway will step into the newly created role of IAG Vice Chair. Okay, some musical chair here. All right, but these are people with credibility. All right, so let's continue here. These are some new information that Sussex.com did not mention. Travalyst has assembled a coalition of some of the biggest brands in travel and technology, including Amadeus, Booking.com, Expedia Group, Google, MasterCard, Sabre, Skyscanner, Travelport, Trip.com Group, TripAdvisor, and Visa. Together, our aim is to enhance travel at a system level to benefit us all. About Travalyst, founded in 2019 by Prince Harry. Okay, these look like extra things about that. Okay, the people and all of that. So I'm gonna stop here. You guys could go and check it out. Okay, the link will be in the description. So go back to this. All right, so there's no comment. This is for another video. We're focusing on Travalyst. Okay, so next tweet. I'm almost done. I have one more after this. Okay, so let's pause. Okay, if Harry hadn't been born a royal, I've no doubt he would have been the CEO of an international company. Just look what he's done with Travalyst and the cooperation he's signed up. That's leadership. Yep. All right, so she retweeted that by joining the Travalyst coalition, we leverage our network to inform both consumers and businesses, and we share the same vision of Travalyst to transform the travel industry to a more sustainable one. Lady Shopping, MasterCard. Okay, we just saw the whole video, so there's no reason for me to play it again. Okay, so just go on Sussex.com to watch it. Okay, I just played the whole thing. All right, let's pause some of the comments. Oh, for sure. And considering his background and his lazy family, he's doing an outstanding job. Yeah. But I know some of you might disagree with me. It might be due to, remember, they were sending Harry places where they didn't want the other ones to go, or the ladies did not want to go. Maybe it's through that, okay, that opened his eyes, get to see some of the people, the places that he encountered. So it's hard to say, because I have a weird way of explaining my thing, and I know some of you will be very upset and not, I mean, it's okay to not agree with me, but I think it's because the institution were using him to send him places where they did not want to go. They wanted a facade to make it seem like they are welcoming. But at the same time, because they didn't care too much about Harry at all, they don't care if anything happened to him. So therefore, they sent him to places they didn't want to go, places they were afraid of, or whatever it is that goes in their racist, crazy mind. But for Harry, it's like they were opening his eyes, and he get to know people based on who's in front of him, not just by their skin color. So he got to understand people. So they give him a huge favor. It's through that, I think, it opened his eyes little at a time to be the person that he is. Does that make sense? I don't know. But anyway, that's that. Yep. If he was born in a loving, nurturing family, he would have been a highly successful achiever much earlier in life, maybe even a genius. He is a genius. Look all the things that he's doing. One of the things as well, I didn't record this, but I was, grabbing some tweets regarding Meghan's jam. One of the things that I was thinking to myself is that how could this place make people be the best version of themselves? I wrote this into a comment, because everything you're seeing coming out of this place, because someone, Meghan and Harry, are doing something positive, are uplifting themselves and others, and all the people around them in that freaking country is negative. Not all. Okay, let me take some of the squaddies out of that category. But the people who have the might in the UK, all they bringing is just negativity. Look at this. In one of the tweets I came across is that someone in the UK, I think it's from the UK, who hijacked the abbreviation American Riviera Orchard, ARO, and bought the website for it, and then redirect the thing to a charity to raise money. Okay? So, and then they're using her good, positive work, and at the same time, they're trashing her. The UK is toxic. It's not a very good place for anyone who has potential, who wants to be something, to grow up in. All right, yep. If he was born in a loving, nurturing family, well, Princess Diana was. But look what they did to her. Okay? Princess Diana was one half of the parents who had a loving, nurturing type of a person. But they took her away from him. He would have been a highly successful achiever much earlier in life, maybe even a genius. He is a genius. Just look at the success of Centabali and Victor's Travelyst, all highly successful projects he achieved in midst of much suffering, backstabbing.
Did you always embrace this role and responsibility?
No, I don't think I understood it. I think what happened to my mum probably put me a step back, thinking, well, how could someone who did so much for the world and did so much for everybody else could be treated like that by a certain institution? So it takes a bit of getting used to, but as I said, it's once you understand the privileged position that you're in, you've then got to spend the rest of your life earning that privilege and giving back, and also gaining the trust and respect of the general public, and then using that position for good.
Okay, yep, no doubt about it. He's a visionary leader who thinks big and follows through on execution whilst getting enthusiastic buy-in from all the stakeholders. It's almost impossible to teach that stuff, even in the best MBA programs. Yeah. This is the guy who understands his position. He have said it to many young people. He's like the platform that he is on right now, being a prince. The minute he was born, he was that high of a level. Many of those young people who are growing up now, who has brilliant ideas, but they can't even get their brilliant idea out of the door because they do not have that kind of a platform. So because he understands his position, he understands there are millions of young people with bright ideas. So instead of hijack his platform only to himself, he's bringing along all those brilliant minds to come to his surface. And Megan was saying the exact same thing before she met Harry. So they are a perfect match.
New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to try and make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
And Megan was saying the exact same thing before she met Harry. So they are perfect.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable. You know, like I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like that is all very new. And so to be able to show like, you want that, you could totally have that and you are enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people. Well, you know, I feel a really big responsibility. Like if you have this kind of job and you have an opportunity to have a profile where people are listening to what you're saying, I really, truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt? Fine, sure. We can have that conversation. But I'd also like to talk about
women's rights.
Women's rights and like my work with UN Women or with World Vision or humanitarian trips or just really bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external.
Okay. That's that. Did I finish it at the MBA program? And the thing that Harry has, though really doesn't, is that Harry is driven on his own. One of the things that I've said, again, you guys need to subscribe to my other channels, is that the institution was training Harry without even knowing they were training Harry. Because what they did here, they baby William in a way. They give William the best of everything. William wants something, they quickly give it to him. Harry wants something, he's gonna have to work hard for it, or they give him scrap or whatever the brother did not want, then Harry could have it. You could look at some old videos about the bunny or something like that. Princess Diana gave William the bunny. William did not want the bunny. As soon as they give the bunny to Harry, all of a sudden he wanted. Okay, anything that Harry touches, he turns it into gold. Okay, but the thing that I'm saying here, that bunny thing is an example. They were making Harry's life kind of hard because he was expected to be the spare. So best thing or good thing or the brightest thing does not belong to him. It belongs to William, no matter what. Okay, the institution mindset kind of thing. Okay, so through that, when you look at, for instance, I don't know how they pay the working royals. So Harry, whatever money they give him, he learned to manage it in a way because he knows he doesn't have a lot. So this is how that TK Maxx picture where one of the, I don't know, Royal Rats snapped that picture of him buying things on sale. So when Harry came out and said, oh, is it TK Maxx or something like that? Usually have sell this and sell that. And then the CEO of that place didn't even know his own freaking store has it. Or maybe he was just BSing people thinking that Harry doesn't know what he's talking about. And then come to find out, there's picture of Harry coming out of TK Maxx, and then people who probably have shopped there have said, yes, there's this, there's that, to confirm what Harry said. So Harry have learned to manage his money due to the way the institution regarded him. So the institution was training Harry without even knowing. Okay, I've said this in other videos, not on this channel, maybe on Archewell Sussex. All right, so let's continue. He has to sense everyone writes him off. Okay, sense. Okay, he has to sense everyone write him off. I strike him as a good listener and a person that takes action. Luckily, he has connection and he used that correctly. Yeah, when he goes places, he listen. Okay, remember when he was doing the Diana Award? Okay, one of the best advice I think he gave those group, okay, is that while they in that room together is to exchange numbers, to keep in touch. He told them that.
And when you leave London, you've got to stay in contact with each other because you will be able to help each other out, every single one of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
He told them that. So Harry, when he goes places, he keep contact with people who knows things and things like that. And he knows how to manage those contacts very well. Okay, let's see here. Having Diana as his mother and the privilege that come with being born royal and his military experience and many other things shape him into who he is today. That is true, and he's not shining away from it. Okay, becoming CEO is often more about connection and funding rather than leadership and work ethic. I've never been a CEO, okay, but Harry knows what he's doing. Alright, I bet William wishes he had come up with such an idea, the creation of Travalyst that is. I mean, if Harry had brought it to him, he would tell Harry, no, don't do it. Alright, he has passion and ambition, and he is inspired people. The thing is that when he travel, listen to young people, what they need, what they want. I think it's through those listening, those type of things, give him those ideas. Okay, look how he's saying about the connection that he put where the communities, communities is like the ground, okay, the epicenter, the foundation of things. If the communities are not stable, how could people from, let's say, from the US will want to go to a community, let's say somewhere in Bahamas or something? Okay, I just pick a random country. Okay, so it's through the communities. If it's not safe, nobody wants to come. So you start locally and then you work your way up, and then you have business people who wants to bring business into the communities, which help make the money go around. Okay, and Harry did that connection in that conversation. Okay, absolutely. He's so driven, 100%. There's the heart, the loving eye, and the clap. If he hadn't been royal, he wouldn't have existed. If he hadn't been royal, he wouldn't have existed. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But the thing is that if you want to talk this way, let's just say if that horse that's next to his father did not pick Diana for the father, maybe Harry would not be coming from Diana's stomach. I don't know. The connection of stupidity. I don't know. But anyway, let's just say this is the horse's undoing. The double sword of things. She chooses Diana for Charles because she felt like Diana was easy to manipulate. Little did they know Diana was quiet from the facade of things, but she was a freaking fighter. Same thing with Harry. So this is what's gonna take that horse down without even knowing, because they keep on bothering him. This is my last one. Okay, so this is a video. I'll play it, but we already seen the entire thing. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Prince Harry's Travalyst Annual Convening 2024. This week, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, met with technology and travel leaders across the globe as part of Travalyst Annual Convening. He joined community. Okay, so that's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Since this is the last tweet, oh, there's more. Okay, so she put it in 2 parts. Since this is the last one, I'll play it. Okay.
It's very fitting that we kick off our convening with this session. The role, value, perspective and leadership of communities has since day one been at the heart of the Travalyst mission and indeed the Duke's vision and why we are all here today and doing the work that we do.
At Travalyst, for us, communities is the people and the places, the landscapes, the ecosystems, the assets that belong to you, and the businesses, the cultures that make each place unique and ultimately a destination that the world wants to visit.
I think having Prince Harry involved in these sorts of discussions is vital. It demonstrates how critical it is to have community voices at the heart of everything that we are doing. We were there to listen, as was Prince Harry, to hear those voices, to learn and to understand how we can do better by those people and those places.
Interesting. So Zaki, you're saying since 2020 there's been a mindset shift where people who are traveling are making better decisions, but also looking for better options when they travel and where they go.
100%. I think the conscious traveler was definitely there before, and that probably would have been me, other people who wanted to see things differently and have an impact in the community, give the money back into the communities. But that group seems to have expanded.
When Prince Harry comes into this room, and it's so obvious that he cares and that he wants to hear the perspectives of these amazing people working to change the way that people travel in their destinations. I think it also means a lot to those people who are working tirelessly to truly do this work at the grassroots, to know that they are seen and that they are heard and that their work is deeply respected.
Human trafficking coming to an end is like something, I think it's kind of impossible because there's always a problem and there's always these kind of social issues. So they become reluctant and hesitant to help you or support you further. So we constantly have to look for international partners because our government doesn't support us for that.
You all have such specific understanding that can only come from committing.
Okay. There's this here. Let's pause. Organizations and a roundtable discussion with the people and places impacted by tourism and address the entire convening as they met to discuss sustainable travel. Okay, 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
National partners because our government doesn't support us for that.
You all have such specific understanding that can only come from committing your work and your lives to working on the issues in the places where you are and being with the communities.
Without the stories, the connection, and the safeguarding that you provide, the world has no destinations to visit. And without the destinations, there is no business. So we understand that it is crucial that we strive to do better by the people and places that we collectively depend on.
By joining the Travalyst coalition, we leverage our network to inform both consumer and businesses. And we share the same vision of Travalyst to transform the travel industry into a more sustainable one.
Sustainability is one of the key factors that people are looking at right now whenever they are planning their trips. So we saw an increase in demand, especially across surveys and searches on TripAdvisor. But we also know that part of our job as a Travalyst coalition is to fight the intention to action gap. So giving travelers easy access to sustainability information.
At Google, we think climate change is a problem that we cannot tackle alone. So being part of the Travalyst coalition helps us, but also the whole industry, to act better and faster. We are all committed to provide consistent information to the users so that we can help them to travel more sustainably.
This is a powerful coalition of some of the biggest names in travel and technology. Not one entity can own sustainability. We need to work together to change the course and focus on how travel and tourism can bring prosperity to the whole entire system. Through the hard work and dedication of all of you here in this room, we're seeing firsthand the power of collaboration to make change happen. Through working together to drive consistency across sustainability information, we can empower people to make informed choices for themselves, for the planet, and for communities around the world. Again, thank you so much for all of you just for being there and throwing so much energy and so much passion into this.
Okay, so let's continue. Prince Harry said, travel and tourism rely on destination, held together by communities without which we have nowhere to travel to. Communities are the beating heart of travel, and we must do better by the people who are the custodian of the places we visit. We've heard from some fantastic organizations like Invisible Cities, who train people affected by homelessness to be tour guides in their own city, and Global Himalayans Expedition, whose programs have helped electrify over 200 Himalayans villages and impacted over 60,000. Okay, so these are some of the things that I've read. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for guidance. Let's do that. Okay, for Harry to always have guidance. Lord God, Heavenly Father, you know that we are set in the midst of so many and great dangers that by reason of the frailty of our nature, we cannot always stand upright. Grant us strength and protection to support us in all danger and carry us through all temptation. Through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching. And I have more to share with you, but it will be on another video and on another channel. Like, for instance, regarding Megan's gem. This is why you guys have to subscribe to all of my channels, because different channels discuss different things. So there's this here. This will be on Pure YTE. Okay, so that's it. These are some conversation the squad are talking about. Thank you for watching, and don't forget also I have a shop. I haven't promoted that much on this channel. My shop pretty much is to support all of my 3 channels. I sell t-shirts, hats, you know, the usual things, ways you could help support my channel. Okay, thank you for your support.
Evolution. This is the future. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility.
We're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
Today is April 6, 2023. It is 2:44 p.m. So I have a little bit of time, and I thought, let me get this initial video out. Whenever I have time, I'll record. So this is the first video for this channel. Well, I should say second video, because I did like an introduction in terms of what this channel will be focusing on, more in terms of background of Harry and Meghan kind of thing, and things that they have said in the past. So I decided to create this channel to focus mostly on their charitable work. I don't know which direction I'm gonna go with it, but it will be definitely focused on their charitable work. So I thought, since I have the time, let me go over their website to give a basic idea of where they're coming from. And I was looking at their website before I started recording. One of the things I was thinking of doing was to highlight each of these organizations they have helped or they're part of. Then I said, let me just read, go over their webpage, and then go over the impact report. And then maybe another video, I'll do a review of the organization